everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. And today I thought we'd do this new podcast style thing. And this is just a quick word because I sometimes in going through the day and I'm like, oh, I wonder if this information could be useful to somebody else. And it's just a quick little snippet. So that's what this is. And I'm here in the shop and yes, something came to me. So I was thinking about this yesterday and I get so many questions regarding business. How do you get started when you're a maker? And how do you fill a shop, fill a store with other items besides what you create? Because if you have my store, I don't even know the square footage in this store, but it's a pretty large store, and the stuff that I make is about that much. And so yeah, I need to fill this store with other goodies to kind of bring people in, and I'm more of that eclectic kind of person, so I want it to be a little bit of everything. So I have mentioned before, and I'm not sure if I've done it on this channel, that my store is a whole blend of things. If you've taken a look at my website, I encourage you, if you are looking to start a business, a storefront, and you're a maker and you're wondering, how do I incorporate other items into a store, or just maybe you're just curious on how this works. So my store is a blend of, I'll say a quarter, because I used to say a third. So it's a quarter of the stuff that I make. It's a quarter of the stuff that I buy wholesale from other makers. And once you get a resale license, then you have access to buy wholesale from a lot of people. I am a thrifter. And then I also go to stores where maybe they're discounting their own items, and I purchase that and then resell it. And so I'll go into a quick explanation of each one. So first and foremost, I'm a maker. I make probably about, I'm looking over here, the stuff that I make, roughly about 10 different products. Plus I have my Cricut where I make crafts, and I also do wreaths. You guys see what I make. For the most part, I share it on here. So I need to kind of fill, like I've said before, fill the store with more than just that item. So also, when it comes to making money, my handcrafted products, I usually make 4 times the amount of the original cost. No, I'm lying, 3 times the amount, because I charge 4 times. So I actually make 3 times the amount. And I did a video on how I price my goods, and I'll probably do a newer version of that with some of my bath bombs, and because I think I just did it with my candles and wreaths, so I'll do it with other products. And the reason why I do it 4 times the amount, I'm just looking to see if somebody came in, is because I hate raising my prices. I absolutely hate it. And I feel with this economy and everything that's happened since COVID, because I actually only really started selling my products to the public since the pandemic, since 2020, because I had a pretty decent job before COVID. So anyway, so I charge 4 times the amount. And I've probably had to raise my prices once in 3 years, which is pretty dang good considering how the cost of goods have gone up. So I charge for the original cost of the product, okay? Bottom line, what is it? That's to make, that's what I charge. Then I charge the double because I want to be able to repurchase the product, because these are items that I'm constantly making over and again. So first I cover the cost of the product. I make sure that I have, that I make enough money to repurchase everything. Then I have the third portion of it is to then use to pay my bills. And then the fourth one is to maybe hopefully someday put into savings. That's why I charge 4 times the cost. And it allows me to run sales without really, hurting my profits. It also allows that cushion between if we all know that, you know, products they're fluctuating. It's just like the gas prices. Like 1 minute I can buy, you know, citric acid for this amount of money, and then the next time I go to buy it, it's $5 more. And instead of jumping my prices all over the place every week or whatnot, because it could happen, you know, my bath bombs, for example, take 10 different ingredients. And if everybody jumped up a little bit, if every ingredient's just a little bit more expensive, I can still pretty much keep my bath bombs the same price because I've charged 4 times. So I'm willing to kind of negotiate with my savings, you know, and I can eat that kind of cost and not pass it on to my customers. And consistency is the key. And I like the fact that I don't have to say, hey, I'm raising the prices again today. Oh, never mind, we're lowering the prices. Oh, I'm sorry, we're raising the prices. You want to be as consistent as possible. So that's why I say do 4 times the price. I know I kind of went off on a tangent there. I'm like, this is supposed to be a quick word. So yes, my shop has that. And then I like to buy wholesale. The one thing that I learned about buying wholesale is that I find it harder to make my money back on wholesale items. Whether it's you're buying it from another person who makes their goods and they're a small business and they're selling it to you half the cost, it's really hard to do more than just double. And with that, you're only making enough money back to repurchase that item. And I learned the hard way, and I'll get more into detail with all of that. I learned the hard way. I bought a bunch of wholesale items when I first opened the store because I needed to fill it. And that's kind of just what people told me to do. Here's this company, here's this company, here's this company. And I did shop with a lot of small businesses, a lot of women-owned business, which I really don't feel guilty about. But I was selling a lot of things like when we first opened and it was the holiday season. I just didn't see like how we were selling so much, and yet I was like, I'm still not making any money because I was only making enough to repurchase these items. Again, we'll go into, that'll be another whole podcast, podcast style video. Third, I love to thrift. Now, I have been thrifting way before my store, and so that's kind of how, when we first started, before I started purchasing things wholesale, I would thrift. And I think thrifting, and that falls under the category thrifting, yard selling, people giving you things, all of that kind of stuff. I find that I get the best return on those things. There's a lot of times where you can go to Goodwill. I'm always amazed at what people are willing to donate, and thank you. Thank you. Because a lot of times I can go in, a lot of the Goodwills around here, they'll sell a cup. This is not from the Goodwill. I actually paid a pretty penny for this. But so like sometimes you'll find like a brand new cup just like this, and they only sell, all their cups across the board is $1 for most Goodwills. Not all, most. And even if I bought this for $1, I could turn around and sell it $6, $8, $10, $11, depending on the quality of the mug and whatnot. And because I only bought it for $1, I am getting so much return on my investment. I invested $1 and I'm getting back $7. So, I mean, you're quadrupling. I don't even know what comes after that. But you're getting a lot of return on your investment. So I definitely love thrifting. I've been doing it for quite some time, and I know what to look for, and I have like my specific places that I love to go. And again, I will get into more detail with all of this. Like I said, this is just a quick word. This is kind of like for that person who has thought about starting a business, who may be in business, who may just be curious about like how I do this. So this is just quick information. And of course, if you have any comments, leave them below. And then fourth, I purchase items from stores. It could be a big box store. It could be any kind of a store, like their clearance items, or after holiday items. I find a lot of that stuff, and the only thing, I don't feel guilty about that, because the only thing that, it's mostly the big box stores that is helping me, is that they have they're like the middleman for the wholesale. So they had to pay the wholesale cost, these big box stores. And then when they're selling these items at like 90% off, like Walmart, yeah, I rarely do it from Walmart because I just don't like a lot of the quality of the stuff, but I'm just, because they're like the big box store that comes to mind. So like after Easter, if they are discounting all of their items down to 90% and I find quality items, I will then resell them here in my store come that next season. It's a great way, it truly is a great way to get another awesome return on investment, your ROI. And so I deeply apologize. I'm at work. There's a 4-way stop right in front of my shop. And a lot of times there's some big trucks. But so you could buy, you know, a lot of cool items for pennies. Sometimes I'm talking like $1. Maybe I should shut that door next time. But maybe you buy this thing for like 90% off, okay? And it retails for like $25, but you got it 90% off. So you're gonna have to hold on to this item, maybe for a year if it's a holiday item, and then you can sell it in your store. And because you still paid almost next to nothing, you can still sell it a lot cheaper than the MSRP, the manufacturer price. And so I can still offer discounts, and I love that. You know, I definitely hit up some stores, especially like after holidays, whatnot, and I will be doing a video where I talk about all these places that I shop, like all my little secrets, because it's fabulous. Nobody told me about this. I'm having to learn the hard way, so I've kind of stepped away from doing wholesale. I still do some, but I've kind of pulled away from that because I find that you can do all these other things and still have a fabulous inventory. So anyways, so yeah, so I do hit up some bigger stores. You know, if somebody's like, oh yeah, marketplace, they're, you know, this item didn't sell well in our store, are you willing to buy a bulk of it? Yeah, for like way less than they paid, way less than wholesale price, you can resell it. So I'd like to do that a lot. So yeah, I used to say my store was like third, but now it's 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. But anyways, this is just my quick word. I just wanted to plant a seed in somebody's mind because nobody told me this information. And when I say I learned the hard way, I learned the hard way. I bought thousands and thousands of dollars of wholesale stuff, sold all of it, and was still broke. And I was like, what is going on? And I just don't want this to happen to somebody else. So anyways, that was my quick word. If you have any questions, always leave it in the comments. I'm going to respond to some of the comments today. But hopefully I just helped somebody out with this information. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know that I'm doing something that's helpful for you guys. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video.